Welcome back to VicFirth.com. This is the Hybrid Rudiment series. I am Jim Yakis, coming to you from Arlington, Texas, at the University of Texas at Arlington. I am going to expand on a previous addition to the hybrid series that Pete Sapadin did on the double flam drag. This is another hybrid 5-lit based rudiment. When I say 5-lit, I don't mean a 5-lit rhythm, I mean a 5-lit grouping. Okay? What's neat about 5-lit groupings is they take everything off the left hand immediately. So you have your basic 5-lit grouping, that is. Takes it off the left every time, which is good for your training and also fun musically. Fives can be written a couple different ways, the groupings that is. They can be written as fives on the beat, if this is the tempo. Slowing it down a little bit. Or they can be written as 16th notes. Which also displaces the beat a little bit and adds a little funky feel to it. That's fun. So, the rudiment that Pete did was a double flam drag. Okay, building up to that again, start with your fives, add a tap drag, add the second drag, add the flam at the beginning. So we're going to take that, what Pete did previously, and add a cheese to the fourth note, which has a diddle on it. Just a reminder, a cheese is a diddle with a grace note on it, okay, which sound like this. Now these are unaccented cheeses, so that low height I talked about in touchitas, you're going to want to master as well. Okay? So now what I'll do is I'll play double flam drags, and then I will cheese that second diddle. Now if you look at the sixth measure, we move the diddle over to the downbeat, and we keep the cheese the same on the fourth note. Technically I guess this is called a cheese to cheese cheese, but you can have fun trying to name it yourself. But we'll just call it the sixth bar right now. So check it out. We start with a cheese, then we have the same cheese on the fourth note. If you look at the next measure, we play almost the same thing, except we add a diddle to the second note, making the cheese a flam 5. So I guess you would call it a flam 5, cheese flam 5, cheese flam 5, for lack of better terms. So in measure 8, you can see that we have another flam in the mix. We have the first and second note of the grouping flammed, as well as the fourth note. So it's basically a chut cheese, cheese, chut cheese, cheese. It would sound like this. So the neat thing about hybrid rudiments is that you can create your own and think of new ideas. There's still being ones created today, and that's the great thing about this series. So if you look at the exercise sheet I have below, you can see that I have the Chutra cheese, which is the fifth measure. The measure previous of that is the one Pete submitted, which is the double flam drag. And then we add a cheese to the first accent in the next bar. We add a flam 5 in the next bar, and then we have kind of a chut cheese cheese. Okay? So I'll play the entire exercise. As always, you want to listen especially to your interpretation of everything that's below the accent. You want a perfectly rhythmic diddle, which you can practice without flams. And then when you add the flam, you always want that good grace note interpretation, which is going to come from your ear and also achieving that kind of little bit higher than tap height. If the flam is too low, it will be flat with the diddle. If it's too high, it will be confused with the accent. And you no longer have an accented 5 grouping. So those are some things to check out.